I was just going to ask what you mean by if you are in a federally declared disaster zone. Does that mean if I live in the zone, in my property, my relinquished property is in California, or if I'm trying to buy a property in California, what constitutes being in the zone?
The question is, how do you know if you're in the disaster zone? For example, there was a COVID extension. I guess we were all in that extension, right? If your replacement property is flooded with 10 feet of water because you owned it in Sarasota, Florida, and they're hit by a hurricane or something, you don't necessarily have to be physically in the disaster area, but if the property you had it designated was, or the title company was, you may still be eligible for the extension. So everybody really needs to look at each of these extensions that are issued and read them carefully to figure out how you may be eligible for the extension. It may be that the property that you were intending to buy was in the disaster, but you yourself were not. Or your attorney or your bank that's financing your loan was delayed because of the extension or because of the event. So it's usually pretty broadly interpreted, to be quite honest. But you have to look at each and every disaster extension notice because they're not all the same. Particularly the COVID one was really peculiar. Good question.